Listen up or run for cover. Dropping knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it. The real Brad Lee is dropping
What it is, Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, folks, I got a real treat for you. You may never have heard of him, maybe you have. It depends on if you get tattoos. Jeff Parkway is a master tattoo artist and now micropigmentation specialist. Apparently, you found a niche, didn't you?
By accident.
By accident. Now, what do you call a master tattoo artist?
I don't know. I never call myself that. So
Pull that a little bit closer to you. I always say, get up on there like it's a wiener. And then when people get closer, I go,
gay.
yeah, why wouldn't you back up? Anyway, you're a tattoo artist, basically, but a very, very good one. And do you specialize in realism?
Realism, color realism, black and gray.
And you got a state-of-the-art clinic with top-of-the-line technology delivering the best results the industry has ever seen. It's called Ink Therapy.
Yes.
Local here in Las Vegas.
Yep, around Rainbow and Buffalo. Or
Yeah.
Rainbow and Sahara. Sorry.
And the reason why I wanted you to come in here and chit-chat with us is for one reason. Number one, the discovery you made for women. Well, not just women, men too.
Yep.
And, you know, I always tell people personally that, like, their self-esteem is, like, usually what holding people back. People fail and worry about what other people say, whatever people think, what other people, you know. Their fear is what holds them back in life. Don't you agree?
Well, yeah, I think in the beginning when I was tattooing, that's when everyone always says, oh, I got this tattoo for myself. It's like, okay, put it on your ass if you don't want anyone to see it. Like, you're getting it for everyone else to see. And I know it means something to you, but so no matter how many people try to say that they don't care what other people think, you know, if you're going bald or you had breast cancer, you got a big gnarly scar, and you can make it go away, most people would say, okay, let's get rid of that.
Well, of course, yeah, and that's self-image is important, bro. Now, when I get tattoos, it's not for me; it's to look cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it is for me, meaning like this rhino, I got that for me. However, I got it also because I think it looks cool. I wouldn't have got it if I thought it looked stupid. If I'm going bald, that's not necessarily up to me. And there's a lot of dudes out there that are, you know, proud of it. They just shave their head and they're like, fuck it. And then there's other people that are like, oh damn, man. And they're deep down, they may not say it, but they're self-aware and they're, you know, it hurts them. It literally causes them to be paranoid almost.
I mean, I'm lucky enough that I'm not going to lose my hair. I don't have that, I guess, gene, but
Well, mine looks like it went back a little ways and then stopped, but that's not true. If you knew me when I was a kid, same thing. So I'm hopefully not losing my hair either because I got a weird shaped head.
I think at your age or my age, if you're going to lose your hair, you usually start seeing signs of it thinning earlier on. I mean, you're not going to start going bald at 50.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Yeah, see, I'm 51.
Yeah, if
I should be bald already.
Well, if you were going to go bald, you'd probably already have some type of hair loss. I think you got thicker hair than me.
Well, I'm hoping that that's the case because my head does not look good bald. But if it did go bald, you literally tattoo it to where it looks as if I've got a crew cut.
So a man will never lose his hair on the side and the back. The crown is where, like, on the very back or in the forehead, that'll go. So what we do is you shave your hair down to a 1 or a 0, and then everywhere you have a follicle, I'm going to put a dot. And it's the tiniest needle that I have, and it's just this tiniest little dot. And what's so hard about micropigmentation is there is, like, no room for error. You go too deep and you get a big blowout, and a blowout is when you get this big dot. And you'll see people who have had SMP micropigmentation, and it's scary. They'll just have these big dark spots on their head, and so you have to be careful who you go to. And then if you don't go deep enough, none of those dots are going to stay. They'll just exfoliate off.
Wash off when you wash your hair?
You know, like, pretty much.
Or wash your head?
So you're like within like, hundredths of a millimeter to where you can really go into the skin. And that the skin on your head is much thinner than, say on your arm. You have less fatty tissue on the top of your head. You can go right up to the bone almost in some areas.
But long story short, somebody's walking around with the bald head, the shiny bald kind,
Yes,
and they're paranoid. They come to you, and you basically make it look like they got a 5 o'clock shadow on their head.
Yeah. I'm not.
What about a screwed up hairline?
Oh yeah, that hairline's basically what it all is. We go with like you just came out of a barber with a straight edge hairline, and then you could do the natural fade. It looks like you have a natural hairline, and then I draw it how it should look based on the shape of your head and your forehead. I got a tiny forehead, so some people have bigger foreheads, and you got to change their hairline.
Those are 6 heads.
5 heads, 6 heads.
Interesting. So, but the girls, sometimes the girls, and guys, by the way, have big dark circles under their eyes. They can't get rid of them. And guys, it's even worse because they can't put on foundation and makeup and shit where they can, but they don't.
How beautiful we'd be if we could wear makeup.
I already said one time, I want to make a men's makeup line, but just call it touch up. Because men will touch up their face, but no, they don't want to wear makeup. So women
if they had men's makeup, you would go.
We got to call it touch up. Because would I touch up my face? Well, sure I would, dude. If someone showed me something where I could just powder on some shit like girls do, and all of a sudden I looked fantastic and I wouldn't get made fun of, well then, shit, I might do it. But the
cover up is not. That's what we'd be wearing. Is just cover up.
Well, I know, but my point is like what I just said, and no one would make fun of me. Remember?
No,
That's the problem with most people is they worry about what other people think. I wouldn't wear makeup only because I don't need it. But if I had some fucked up scar, I'd wear makeup to cover it. Why? And that it would be for me.
I wore makeup in high school because I had really bad acne. So I would.
Did anybody know it?
I don't think I cared because
I wouldn't have cared.
I'd rather be made fun of for wearing makeup than have this gross acne blotches all over my face.
Well, that may be true, but again, deep down, you worried more about it, I'll bet you, than other people.
Oh yeah, probably.
So anyway, long story short, man, you got this fucking ability to tattoo people with like their skin color to cover up the dark circles and the blotches.
Yeah, I offer a ton of different procedures. Any kind of surgical scar you've had that you want to go away. Being in Vegas, liposuction and plastic surgery is real big out here, so I'm getting a lot of that. If you want your lips to be a different color, you want them to look like you have lipstick on. Yeah, lipstick on all the time. I had a girl come in and she's like, listen, I just want to go to the grocery store and I don't want to throw a bunch of makeup on. So like, give me a little bit of blush, give me a little bit of lipstick and some eyeliner.
Permanently.
Women who have had breast cancer, I'll tattoo their nipple reconstruction or recreation.
Can we keep it medical, Jeff?
What do you mean?
Areola.
There we go. See, I'm a tattoo artist, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm new to this.
They're called areolas.
Well, no, I'm saying the term for like tattooing the areola back on.
Yeah.
I don't think there's like a real term in our industry yet for that.
No, dude, you're tattooing a nipple.
You want a third nipple? I'll give you a third nipple.
And it'd look real too.
Yeah, right on your forehead if you want.
I saw your work and it was real looking. You're a realism expert.
I think that helped me transition into this.
Well, yeah, dude, I don't want no cartoon nipple.
Yeah, if I was doing traditional tattoos with solid black and, heavy line work and never did a portrait before, how am I going to make a nipple look real? So,
you're not.
Well,
you're going to give someone a bad nipple tattoo. Yeah. And by the way, folks, just so you're listening, it's not a tattoo on your nipple. The nipple's removed because of whatever surgery.
Yeah, so the doctor will cut. You basically have a gnarly scar going across your breast, and he takes out everything. And then you have to go back and get an implant. And some doctors will suture an actual nipple, which is just like a little
scar tissue.
Yeah, scar tissue that looks like the nipple. And then I tattoo over that with the areola and the nipple and give it some shadowing that's not really there and some realistic. I've even done the ducts that you have on a nipple that you can see. It's all about the details,
And out of curiosity, do you ever get the girls that cry because you fix their scar or their nipples or their lips?
Probably not so much of the cosmetic with the lips and the eyebrows and stuff, but with anything, the breast cancer, that's pretty traumatic with a woman going through that. And then if you can bring it back to life, yeah, they're pretty emotional. Same thing. I've had guys cry when I give them hair back.
Really?
Yeah. I had a guy tear up. He was looking in the mirror because he didn't look at it the whole time I did it. And then he got up and looked in the mirror and he had a full head of hair and he got a little emotional.
Well, I mean, because I didn't see pictures of hair yet. But when you say pictures a full head of hair, you mean it looks like he's not bald. He's got hair. He's just choosing to have a crew cut or a
you got a buzz cut.
Buzz cut.
But you can still fade it on the side, so you're not like just going over the whole thing. Like, so if you really wanted to go down to the skin on the side and look like you had a fade going up, because you have hair there, but on the top, yeah, it looks like it's at a 1. You just chose to keep it. Like if I went bald and I had to bick my whole head down, like those guys that shave their whole head completely down to the skin and they can pull it off, those guys are gonna be like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're cool. They got a good looking head. They look good bald.
For the guys that have this big bald spot on top of their head and they maybe don't look good bicking their whole head down.
Like me, like if I were bald.
Me and you are in that same boat.
And not only that, but like the people that, like you said, the top is only bald and shiny and there's no hair at all. And you can tell, oh, dude's bald. And then when they shave it, by the way, you can still see, oh, you're bald, so you shaved it.
There's women that have thinning hair too.
You know what's funny is my wife's friends came down here just yesterday, and his name's Bobby. He might even listen to the show. Hey, Bobby. But I'm going to go home tonight, and I'm going to say Bobby. Because he's bald. But he's bald the kind you're talking about. I don't think he gives a shit, and it doesn't look odd. Like, again.
You're saying he doesn't look good with short hair?
No, in other words, you don't notice. He looks fine bald. But he's bald, and it looks like he's bald because he went bald, and he shaved the rest bald. So I'm just curious. I'm going to go ask him if you could get a tattoo when you were here to make it look like you just got a crew cut, would that be better for you? Because some people look weird bald, and some people, they look fine bald.
I think one of people's biggest fears or them stopping them from going and doing it is the idea of tattooing something on your head. It sounds ridiculous. Like you're going to tattoo hair on somebody? I remember when
permanently?
I remember when someone told me that, I laughed. And I was like, dude, come on. That sounds ridiculous. And then I saw the before and afters, and I was like, what?
Dude, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
But that's what got me started in doing all the scar stuff.
Well, that's where I want to drive to, because, man, if people are out there with stretch marks and, any kind of scars that damage their psyche and make them feel down and out and depressed, that's really who I'm more looking to help. Vanity's cool. Like, hey, man, if you're paranoid, you don't look as good, you go in and look cooler, that's cool. But, like, dude, the people that are, like, down and out.
I don't want to go to the pool because I have to take my shirt off.
Or just, their life is affected because of their deep emotional wounds. I want to try to heal those with a tattoo. Mm-hmm. And you've got the ability to do it. Now, tell us real quick, how did you accidentally fall into it?
Okay, so generally speaking in the tattoo industry, a lot of women who've had a C-section or a tummy tuck, a gnarly scar, we, for generations, have been just covering it up with an artistic tattoo. Now, let's say a tummy tuck, you put pretty large tattoo that goes all the way across your lower abdomen. And on women, I'm just being honest, that just does not look good. It's not sexy, especially if you don't have any other tattoos and you're just putting a tattoo there to cover up a scar. So this lady came in, she had a tummy tuck scar. She wanted to put this big tattoo across her stomach. And I just was like, man, and you're a good looking, woman, like that's just going to look, I'd rather have the scar, I think. And so I told her, I was like, why don't we just try something out? I'm going to use a skin tone, and I'm going to try to go with a very dark red scar. And I have this on my Instagram. It's one of the first ones that I posted. And so...
What is your Instagram, in case anybody wants it? It's @Jeff_Parkway, just like you drive in a Parkway. @Jeff_Parkway. Go check some of this workout, dude. You'll flip.
So it took a couple sessions, I think 5. And I started lightening it with like white and light skin tone, and it was staying and it was holding up. And so the before, it was like very dark red, and even the center under her belly button was very like, there was a lot of scar tissue. And so You ever hear of like the needling and the where they do the vampire facials where they pump like your own, what is that, plasma?
Hemoglobin.
Well, that needling, okay, what it does is it's also bringing blood to that area to heal and create like new skin.
Yeah.
So by just tattooing over it, not even with the ink, it lighten it up and soften the tissue to where like I could pinch it just like every other type of skin. But now it was lightened and she didn't have any scar tissue, which I kind of just discovered that. And then I did some more research on, oh, that's why. But now it looks like the scar is like 20 years old. So you'll still be able to see a little faint remnants of a scar, but it was nowhere near what it was. Like she could wear a bathing suit out and not have this big gnarly scar.
And so that got you hooked.
Well, that and then I was like, oh my God, I'm onto something here. And so I started doing other things. And up until recently is when I figured out I could tattoo skin tone under someone's eyes and get rid of the dark circles under their eyes. So, and that I've gotten a lot of women hitting me up for that.
How do you do your advertising?
So I just recently started this company, Ink Therapy, to where we're centering around all the scars and cosmetic tattooing. I still do artistic tattoos, but I'm trying to move into that area. So like, I don't even have a website for this. I just have my Instagram right now with people hitting me up for it. But that's all. We're going to be doing all that. And I'm thinking about trying to get a podcast going.
It's a good name too, Ink Therapy, because it helps people mentally. Well, you should start a podcast. Problem is what are you going to keep talking about over and over and over?
Well, I'm going to start with tattooing, but I'm like one of those crazy conspiracy theorists. So,
are you?
Oh, see, this is the thing, Brad. Like in the beginning, everyone was like, listen, you don't post political stuff on you own a business now. You're going to have half your clientele run away and not to sound pompous, but I've never not been busy. So I just don't like the direction that our country's going and a lot of other things, and talk about religion or whatever else that's taboo that people don't want to talk about. This is why shit is so bad in America, because no one wants to talk about it. They sweep it under the rug, and I'm not going to be that guy anymore. If you don't like me because of my political views, that's fine, but you could walk in and have any religious political view or whatever, and it's against what I believe, I don't care. I can still be your best friend. But I'm going to say what I believe. A lot of sheep in America.
And you're tired of it?
I'm not like ranting and raving and upset and like, starting wars over it with friends, but
do you ever unfollow somebody because they're such a snowflake?
No.
Are you a snowflake?
No, I think I have pretty tough skin. I mean, people can disagree with me. I actually enjoy a debate. Like, if you don't agree with what I believe, then we'll talk about it. I'm not going to get angry and, like, start fights over it.
Let's define snowflake.
Sensitive, I guess?
See, again, oversensitive is what someone said earlier. You just said sensitive. Like, why do people think a snowflake means sensitive? I thought, and I'm not correct because I don't know, but I thought a snowflake meant Democrat.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Maybe I'm wrong. I just assumed.
Is there really such thing as a Democrat, though?
Sure.
No.
What are you talking about? There's a whole party
Show me a true Democrat.
Hillary Clinton.
That's Satan.
Joe Biden.
I mean, okay, they're called... Yeah, but okay, Trump's not a Republican.
Marco Rubio. No, maybe he wasn't. I don't know. I'm not political. I can tell you this, though.
And that's the thing.
Who's not Democrat?
Or... Trump's not a Republican, really. If you look at all his views,
No,
I don't think he cares about religion that much.
He ran Democrat, so because you have to pick one.
This is a fair warning. I don't watch CNN. I don't watch Fox. I don't watch the news. I kind of get my information from
rumor,
just media now. Like, everyone's making fun of Trump for saying fake news, but he kind of is right.
Well, he's definitely
whether
right.
you watch Fox or CNN, you're only getting half the story.
Yeah, fake news is a fact. If people don't think there's a fake news out there or that news is fake, you're stupid.
So now, my dad is...
Not at all. It's not all fake, but it is sensationalized.
It's ratings.
It is bias.
It's all about ratings.
It is
News
hype.
has become an independent, it's like any other TV show. Ratings pay and what's going to sell. Crazy stories. Like if you're talking about some lady who, donated, $1 million to some organization and she's famous. Like, is that even going to make the news? No one wants to hear about that. They don't care. They want to hear like horror stories.
Do people call you Zoo?
They used to, way back when I was.
Why?
I don't know, man. You're a kid and you come up with some stupid nickname.
But why Zoo?
I was in the Navy and I used to wear headphones like this and I worked on radar and I would hum to myself because I could hear my own voice louder. You're tone deaf when you got headphones on, so people would come in the room and record me and laugh, and they start calling me Kazoo. So it just got shortened to Zoo. dumb name.
I was gonna say what? How I still wasn't following Zoo, but it's Kazoo. I gotcha. Remember Kazoo, the little cartoon? Do you have Kazoo tattooed on you?
No, I don't.
Anyway, so how'd you get into tattooing then?
So when I was in the Navy, I got stationed on this little island called Diego Garcia. It's where they did all the jump-offs for the B-2s to when they were in Iraq. And so it's this little tropical island. It's like 5 miles wide. And I was there for a year. There's nothing to do there. There's no civilians. It's just military people. And there's like 5 women on the island.
Did you ever get one?
No.
How come?
It's numbers, man.
Yeah, but someone got one.
I'm not that good looking in the herd to be able to pull 5 out of 1,000.
Was there 1,000 people there?
Yeah, probably.
See, I would have been one that was getting one of them 5.
I wouldn't want to have been one of those women, though.
So I guarantee I would have got one of the 5.
They all got the best,
I got
Darwinism.
Game. I got game.
Yeah, so I was on this island and this guy got a new tattoo and I was like, where the hell did you get that? There's no tattoo shop here. And he's like, yeah, there's workers that they flew in from the Philippines and Mauritius to work on the island. He was doing tattoos out of this little shack. Scary. But I went and got a tattoo. And that was when I was like, man, show me how to do this. I've been an artist my whole life. Like, start teaching me. And he taught me everything wrong and no sanitation, all that stuff. So then when I got back to the States, I did a real apprenticeship. So
when did you know you were an artist then?
Oh, I had 2 scholarships in high school. I had one to Savannah and one to Columbus.
Are you left-handed?
Right-handed.
Usually artistic folks are left-handed. Did you ever notice that?
I didn't.
A lot of artistic folks, artists, are left-handed.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is it a fact?
Google it. It's a fucking fact.
You can't Google anything anymore.
Why?
You know that, right?
Why not?
See, there's a conspiracy theorist coming out again.
Why?
Dropping bombs.
What happens?
Google is owned by that certain group of people who want to push their agenda, and you only get half the story. They say go to Bing. If you want to look up some truth, Bing is where you got to go. Google's just, they take everything down from Google. It's like Facebook.
Really?
If you post something that doesn't go along with their narrative, it gets deleted.
Really?
I sent you those 2 things.
Yeah, but Bing's cool.
They say if you go on Bing, you get different results. If you were to look up something on Google, let's say something that has to do with...
What if I look up Bing on Google?
You'll never find
it. That's funny shit. So you were an artist. You learned how to tattoo all wrong from a Filipino on an island.
From Mauritius.
Yeah.
He was from Mauritius.
And then ultimately you self-learned how to do it right?
No, I did do a short apprenticeship at a like Hell's Angel type shop. Bunch of bikers.
Were they Hell's Angels?
Not the artists, but
were they free souls? Hell Angels?
They were rough. So I'm tattooing in the beginning, and my mentor is tattooing somebody who is a Hell's Angel. And this guy, there's a bar next door. A guy rides up on a sidewalk with his bike, super loud pipes. And the Hell's Angel, his name was Crazy, a nickname. He gets out some big ass monkey wrench, goes out there and just destroys the bike right in front of our shop. I was like, oh my God, this is a crazy shop.
And
they weren't good tattoo artists, but the industry has changed a lot. They don't. There's still biker shops, but
who's the guy that had the salon down here at Mirage?
Oh, Vince Neil Inc. Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe.
Mirage?
Yeah, maybe it was Vince Neil.
Oh,
no,
maybe Huntington Inc.
no.
Man, I don't know. There's Mario Barth. Yeah,
Mario Barth. That's
it.
the one.
Yeah.
That's the guy. He. I was almost gonna go get one. So I forget who I met that knew him. I was gonna go get one, and he was like the best tattoo artist in the world. They said people would wait years to get a tattoo from him. What's the difference between him and you?
He markets a lot.
What's the difference between you and half the people down at just a normal tattoo parlor on a strip?
So there are roughly a little over 200 shops in Vegas. And if you were to ask people who does color realism, they could probably name like 10. So there's a lot.
Would you be named? Are you known?
I hope so.
But I mean,
so.
are you known?
I think so, yeah.
What about like if someone's out in Philadelphia and they're not going to come here, like no matter what, they're not smart enough to freaking invest, fly out and get a real tattoo from like someone that's really good, and they're like, well, dude, I like Brad and everything, but I'm not going to Vegas for my tattoo. How do they go find someone like you
in their area?
Yeah.
You just have to you have to look. They're hard. It's hard to find people because we're like, tattoo artists are basic. Like, this is what we were talking about. I want to do like a consumer video and like a buyer's video and then like video for tattoo artists.
And you should.
We're not, I mean, I'm a good example. I don't market myself that much. I need to, and I should. And I don't advertise because every single day I get somebody hitting me up for a tattoo and I book the appointment and I stay busy. So
you're saying the best, not to. Yeah, but you're saying the best ones, a lot of times you'll never know who they are unless you run into someone who has the work.
I mean, you could run into somebody on Instagram. The easiest way, I think, to find a good tattoo artist, okay, is to go to a tattoo artist page and see who they're following. Because most likely they're following other tattoo artists. And they're probably following people who are better than them. That's just how it is. You follow people you really like and you're trying to get better. And, if you went on my Instagram page, you would find, 20 more artists that I would say are better than me.
And so you follow them. Are they following you back?
Probably not, because
they're looking for someone better than
me. Better than them, yeah. I mean, I'll never forget this, and I can talk all the shit I want about the shop that I worked at, but the guy who taught me how to tattoo for that short period of time in New York was a solid tattoo artist. And like, one of the things he said is, the day that you think you know it all and you've learned everything, then you might as well give up, because you should never stop learning. So there's always somebody better than you.
That applies in everything. Yeah. So you keep saying tattoo artist. Do you think there's a difference between an artist and a tattoo artist?
Yeah, it's called tattooist and a tattoo artist. A tattooist is a guy who doesn't draw. He watched Ink Master 2 times, and now he wants to be a tattoo artist because it's cool.
And they trace.
Oh, I can go. Now, listen, I do a lot of tracing, okay, because I do realism. So I get a lot of shit about that because they're like, well, you can't draw. I'm like, I can draw. Because I do realism, I don't usually have to. And I'll admit that you have to keep drawing a lot to keep that skill, honed in. And the less you draw, the harder it's going to be. But I've gotten
So
into
what do
that
you do?
niche.
Take a picture and then
usually
trace it?
I can combine images together and make what I want to make. Like, I don't do a lot of like custom stuff, but I will do custom stuff within the realism realm.
But like if I said I wanted this Dropping Bombs logo on my back, and I want it to look just like that.
I actually did this tattoo.
You could make that look
same
like
cloud, mushroom cloud. Yeah.
Why you say the same one? Is that like
that is
a known?
The same exact reference I used on a World War II.
Is that a known cloud?
I think it's a nuclear bomb, right? Mushroom cloud or the A bomb. I don't know.
It is cool looking though.
It is. That's why I used it.
Now, would it look that
you
real?
You wouldn't find this on Google. This is on Bing.
Yeah. Would that be real?
What do you mean?
Would you make it look that real?
Yeah.
Because that's pretty real looking. So would you just take that picture and then like, do you look at the picture and then sit there and zzz, or do you?
I do, but I make a stencil. So you take carbon paper and you put the image on top of it, and then I trace it. For your whole son's arm is done that way.
Huh. So if I had you do my shoulder, are you going to put a stencil on it to where I could see the thing before you start doing the thing?
Yeah, but I'll draw on it. That I'll draw with marker.
Well, how long did that take you?
10 minutes, 15 minutes.
So how can you draw a real armor shield in 10 minutes?
Well, it's just the outline.
You just.
I mean, technically, I could probably just start with a needle and just do it.
Yeah, but so I mean, like, there's no way for me to see it. So like, I saw the outline of this rhino before he did it. Now I didn't see all the shading, but I saw the rhino, and I said, okay, I'll take that.
Usually, what I would do is to give you an idea of what the concept is. I'll show you some other tattoos other people did. You know, like I showed you the other armor tattoos.
Yeah, but that was clean because it was by itself. Like, dude, I gotta see what the hell this is gonna look like before I say yes.
Brad, it can't get any worse than it is.
Yes, it can. Oh, yes, it fucking can. Dude, I've seen some messed up tattoos.
That is the
And
other...
by the way, nobody's ever said, dude, your tattoo's messed up. Everybody says the opposite, like badass. Problem is
Brad, who's gonna come up and tell you that your tattoo sucks?
Yeah, but I don't.
That's
like
ballsy.
It. Dude, my tattoo don't suck. You couldn't fucking convince me in a million years that my tattoo sucks, dude.
I used to do that when I was younger. I would go out to a club or a bar, and I would go up to a girl and I'd be like, "You should let me fix your tattoo." And she would look at it and be like, "What? What's wrong with it?" I was like, "Oh, well, I would do this and I would do that."
Yeah, but sometimes
and they would usually hit me up.
Yeah, but dude, sometimes there is wrong with it. Like Amber, you know Amber, my daughter.
I think I met her once.
She went and got love and hate on her wrists, and it bled, and it looked like it didn't look good. And I'm like, the dude screwed it up. Those are bad tattoos. Well, now you got to go get them fixed. There are bad tattoos. I don't have bad tattoos. I have a tattoo that does not look as good as it could, number one. And number two, I'm not happy with the way it looks, so I just want to complete it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'll draw it to a certain point to where you're going to be able to see it. Like, I mean, you can't shade it in with marker to have you know.
No, I know, but if someone drew something where I could imagine it, like when you say it, like a.
If we did chainmail, that would be stenciled on because it's so much detail to draw that in by hand. It would take me hours. So when you can't come in, I would draw the whole thing out and maybe stencil the chainmail on. You'll have a good idea what that's going to look like.
Yeah, because man, I can see, like, if I'm sitting here, I know that if this whole area is filled all the way back, shoulder piece, back piece, even if it came up under here and down the arm, even down farther, like whatever, as long as it's all.
I think you should do your chest, your shoulder down to here with chainmail here, and do leather straps underneath.
Where it looks like it's
like you just put on like gladiator shoulder piece.
And I should, because again, that's part of my story. Gladiator, okay, fucking battle. 51 years old.
Back to what you were saying
fought
about
52 of them.
Back to your saying about bad tattoos. That's one of the rants that I have about our industry. Anybody can become a tattoo artist.
With no regulation.
No, well, there are regulations, but it's more based on sanitation and.
Well, that's where I was going. So, how does a person that's listening to this, that's thought about getting a tattoo or has one, but is going to get another one, how do you identify if someone's good or not?
You have to see a portfolio, and sadly, now, mind you, not a lot of people I think have the balls to do this, but I've caught a few people taking my work. There was a guy in Pahrump who did this. Took like 6 tattoos of mine, put it on his website, and claimed it as his own. People went in there and they got tattooed. It was nothing like this portfolio. I mean, that's some scary shit that you could deal with. So you have to like, I think most of the time it comes to you because they were recommended. So like you see a good tattoo and you find out where that person, it's not easy. It's not like you just Google great tattoo artist and it shows up and you have your selection. It's not, you're not shopping for clothes.
You don't have like a Yelp version for tattoos.
Even Yelp, like how accurate is that now? Everybody can just, hey, go leave me a good review. I know you've never shopped here. I know you never got a tattoo here, but go leave me a good review. Family and friends.
Yeah, but you couldn't avoid the bad ones.
Sure you can.
How?
You could pay Yelp to have it removed.
Yelp doesn't pay. You can't pay Yelp to remove reviews. Can you? Or is that conspiracy shit?
Brad, if you have enough money, you can do whatever you want. And you're telling me
Yeah, but tattoo artists, most of them don't have enough money.
So they don't say that they're being paid, okay, to remove it. They won't say that. But you can, there's like, I forgot exactly what it is. I don't use Yelp, but you, like someone had a bad review and you could, what do they call it? Protest it and say that you never like did business with that person. Because what's happening now is, let's say me and you are both own tattoo shops.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say I'm a dick and I want to go pay some people to leave bad reviews on your page, even though you've never tattooed them, and now it brings your star level down to like 3 stars when it was 5 stars. It's like that business warfare type thing. That's why I don't even want to have a Yelp.
Why?
One, I just don't think people even use Yelp. Are you really going to use Yelp for like to buy
A
it? To
lot
get a
of
tattoo?
people. A lot of people use Yelp, dude.
I don't know. I just don't think it's accurate.
Well, you don't need the business, number one, do you?
I mean, of course. That's like,
Do you?
you can never have too much business, can you?
Well, yeah. When you're a tattoo artist, you can. Dude, you can only do so many tattoos. Like if I said, okay, right now I'm down, dude, for the next 2, 3, 4 days, however.
Yeah, but eventually, if I'm too busy, the idea is for me to have another person that works with me.
But that ain't you.
It ain't me, but if he's just as good at what I do.
Well, then you open a tattoo shop.
Well, it's not, what I have is not a tattoo shop. It's more like a doctor's office.
Well, now
with
you
private
do.
rooms.
Before you didn't.
No, before I worked, for someone else.
Yeah, and as a tattoo parlor.
Yes, but you're right. I can only tattoo so many hours in a day.
That's why tattoo artistry is cool. But like, unless you get real famous and real good, to where like,
well, you start making money in other ways,
and or you do like a Vince Neil type thing where it's like, dude, I got 71 tattoo parlors around the country. That's how you get paid big in tattoo world. No,
I don't.
Or invent the ink or the
don't
gun.
think anyone's getting rich off owning a tattoo shop. There's just
not enough work.
Well, I mean, how much are you charging for tattoos, right? And then
What do you charge?
$200 an hour.
Well, it's probably worth it when the woman walks in with big, circles under her eyes.
Well,
and she
for all the
walks out
cosmetic
feeling
stuff,
beautiful.
I'm talking about artistic tattooing. For cosmetic stuff, it's all price based. It's a solid set price. But yes, way more money to be made in cosmetic. Women will pay top dollar to get better looking.
Yeah, that's why it's smart of you to say, shit, dude, listen, I love the art, but screw the art. Like if I could fill up 6 doctors' offices that are making people look better, feel better.
And I can easily train a girl or a guy who has no artistic ability to do basic scar camouflage. Yeah.
Yeah, camouflage.
Scar
Good
camouflage
word.
is like the word that.
Camouflage. And that's another thing that's cool. Camouflage.
Yes.
Like, dude, camouflage is cool. Like, give me any camouflage shirt. I'll wear camouflage all day. My backpack, my Toomey backpack, I got 2. One green, one blue.
Can't wear winter camouflage though. Winter camouflage is
I don't even know what winter camouflage is.
like white, black, and gray.
Fuck you. I'll wear fucking camouflage every damn day, dude. Camouflage is cool. I was thinking about getting some camouflage tattoo. Like camouflage.
Cool.
I also wanted to get some like battle scars. Like, where it looks like I was sliced open so you can see bones and meat, but inside is not bones and meat. Guess what it is?
Mechanical.
That's right.
How'd I know?
Because you probably heard it 1,000 times. But that sounds cool.
We call those Pinterest ideas.
But if it's real though, like it looks real. If you get a bad tattoo artist with one of those deals, you're fucked.
See, I feel like you can take the idea that's so cliche and been said a million times, but if you get an artist to do it that's just so badass and better than everything else that's ever been done, then it's cool.
Yeah. So what's the difference? What's the difference between an artist and a tattoo artist? You said one's a tattooist and one's a tattoo artist. No. An artist
will be able to create a custom piece.
Yeah, but an artist and a tattoo artist, meaning, let's say I draw better than you do.
Yeah.
And I can take a frickin' pencil and make more real than you've ever seen in your life. Like I'm way better artist than you. Does that translate? Can I pick up a tattoo gun, or is there an artistry in that alone?
No. I mean, I would tell people, because I oil paint too, right? And it would be like me going from color pencil to oil paint. I'm going from a pencil to a brush. It's just a different tool. And if you can be comfortable using that tool, when you first start tattooing, your hand is very uncomfortable holding a tattoo machine. And you might get cramps or blisters or, I got big calluses on my hands from tattooing. And once you get used to it and you're comfortable with that, you're just learning a different medium.
And why in so many years have the tattoo guns not evolved?
Oh, they have, drastically.
Drastically?
Drastically.
Oh, I thought you said Jurassically. Have they? Because they all look the same to me.
Okay, so when I first started tattooing, it was what's called a coil machine. You have coils and a rod, a needle rod.
Yeah.
And you had to use rubber bands on it. You hook it up a clip cord. Now it's just they have machines that are what they call rotaries. Technically, it's a prison machine. It's like a same thing that would you take like a CD player or and that's that motor, but they designed it with much better materials, and so it's like a pen, so it's shaped like a long dildo. You just draw on people.
So if
you can have it without a cord too.
If someone's out there that got a tattoo they don't want, what would you recommend?
I mean, they already have that tattoo.
Yeah, they got it fucked up. Should they get it removed? Does tattoo removal actually work?
I'm getting my whole neck removed right now and my hands and knuckles.
Is it? Well, it doesn't work.
Well, I'm not done yet.
Well, how long does it take?
Anywhere between like probably 12, 14 sessions, sometimes more.
And then eventually I wouldn't be able to see it at all? Do you regret getting your neck tattoos?
No.
You just want clean canvas to do some more?
I'm just trying to look like you, Brad.
That's right.
I want to be clean cut.
That's right.
You have game again.
That's right.
No, I don't know, man. The neck tattoos, they gave me a lot of game back in the day.
Back in the day, maybe in a certain crowd. Because I keep telling people, like,
oh, no.
Like, there's no way I'm getting a neck tattoo unless of course, like, I'm done. Like,
you would first have to get sleeves. If you get a neck tattoo without sleeves, you're going to look ridiculous.
Well, first thing I'd do is I wouldn't get a full neck, right? I'd get just like whippage up from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So where something goes, where it's like, hey, wait a minute. That's why see that? Like, see, that looks cool. Why? And by the way, I didn't really like that. I didn't want any. I like when, like right now, you cannot see any tattoos. A lot of people go, damn, dude, I didn't know you had tattoos. And by the way, I've got quite a few. You don't know I'm tattooed unless I want you to know I'm tattooed, or you see me with my shirt off. I like that idea because I was paranoid of looking tattooed. But again, this is old school. Now tattoo's cool. Now it doesn't matter.
But this is, even though it's cool and I'm a tattoo artist, okay, like it would still be nice for me to put on a suit, and if I so choose to not have any of my tattoos showing, or even just from the wrist up, 100%. And you can see, I like that.
100%.
But when you have your hands and your knuckles and your neck.
But look at David Beckham.
Like, I get that, but okay, I'm not fucking David Beckham. So
yeah, but I am. Okay, cool. I want fucking cool. I want, like, I'm wearing a suit and I'm all badass looking, and all of a sudden just a little whoosh whips up out of there. It's like, God damn, dude, just a little like quill of a feather.
See, you sound like you're a midlife crisis here. You want to wear a deep V neck and have a little bit showing through. And man, do you really think girls walk by? He's got some tattoos.
Yeah, I do.
How covered are you?
I do. People are like, what is the tip? What is that tip? And I say, exactly. But dude, I didn't mean to do this. What I did was I went in, I said, I want a tattoo, but it can't be shown. And so I said, here, let me wear a V-neck so you can't see it. Now, see, you can't see nothing right there, which is cool. That's what I wanted. But when I wore a button-up, you can't fucking hide it.
Do you have a tramp stamp?
No. Fuck no.
I do.
Well, dude, so does my two friends, and I fuck with them big time.
You want to see it?
What? No. One of them has a tramp stamp right here. His name's Cole. I hope he's listening. Cole Hatter. You guys go.
I'm gonna show you anyway.
Go find him at Cole Hatter. But dude, he's got a tramp stamp, and it's basically, that's funny.
I got that when I was young and stupid. I got a lot of tattoos that are
but
stupid.
That's funny. You're trying to be funny.
Well, you know why?
If you guys couldn't see it, it's a stamp, literally like a rubber stamp that says tramp. So it's literally a tramp stamp.
I was doing so many tramp stamps on girls in like the early 2000s.
Girls, it looks fine. I don't mind girls with tramp stamps. Guys with tramp stamps look funny. Now, Cole, he's got Chinese letters in a tramp stamp area, the size of a tramp stamp.
What does it say?
Well, that's what I asked, and he wouldn't tell me. And I said, I'll bet you it probably says faster in Chinese.
Deposit
harder. Yeah, it's like, does that say harder in Chinese? Why would you put it there?
I'd be more afraid of someone like you go in there wanting like hope, love, and peace, and you come out there with some dog shit.
A piece in your hole. But this other guy, he's got, the little sun with the moon, the sun and moon faces. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah, it's like
phases of the moon.
Yeah, like the moon and the sun together.
Oh, yes. That's what he has?
Face, but they both have faces, and, it's got the little sun flares. Yeah, he's got one of those right dead center tramp stamp. I'm like, dude, did you used to be?
See, he probably just walked into a tattoo shop and got that off the wall. You know how they have all the flash?
Doesn't matter. Where he put it matters.
That is true.
Yeah. Like you could have that anywhere. And I wouldn't say a word. But when you got when you got a tattoo dead center on the small of your back, right above where the crack.
Is he covered in tattoos or is that one of his only? Oh,
that's his only one.
Who is this?
I ain't even saying his name. He'll feel bad again. If someone's listening right now and they're feeling bad, you should feel bad. If you're a dude with a tramp stamp on the small of your back, and by the way, if you're gay, then it's cool. If I was gay, I'd probably get one.
I don't think it's cool, even if you're gay.
I don't know. I mean, maybe because you're a girl now. Or maybe you identify with a girl. All I'm saying is, tramp stamps are for girls. Like when I see a dude, and I don't care how cool the dude. Like if David Beckham said, "Hey, I got one," dude, that's dumb looking.
If he did, though, everyone would just start doing it.
I would not.
Well, no.
Tramp stamps are no good for no dude. If you're listening to this and you got a tramp stamp and you're a dude,
I think everyone's on.
I would figure out how to get a whole back piece that goes all the way down to your waist. Serious. Like tramp stamp with dudes.
It's hard to cover
unless it's that. Like that's humor. That's funny. If I saw you at a pool, I'd be like, ha ha. That ain't included. And by the way, that's not a tramp stamp, dude. That's big. Tramp stamps to me is like, if it's that big.
No, the long little, like it's supposed to be long, like that's a tramp stamp.
You talking about like the flower belt?
Yeah, that's like what your basic woman tramp stamp is. It's like something in the middle, a bunch of flowers and like some vines going off to each
and
side.
You just said basic woman. See, that's a female tattoo, just like cars. Like I wouldn't drive a Mercedes SLK.
The little 2-seater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the 550 SL. It was an SLK or CLK maybe. Anyway, there's a little girl car. There's girl cars out there. Okay, do you agree?
Is a Miata a girl car?
A Miata is a girl car. Don't drive Miatas, boys.
Volkswagen Beetle.
That's depending on how you do it. Almost girl car.
Maybe
but
if it's a 60s.
Yeah, like an old Super Beetle. That ain't a girl's car.
Yeah.
But you know, tramp stamps, no dice. So let's tell people when you walk into a tattoo parlor, are there secret tattoo languages or things that you can teach them that would help them if they should get one?
Are you talking about them trying to find a good artist?
Yeah. Like I've been into tattoo shops, dude. And
you're
you know what they
do a lot of
need? They
research.
all need customer service training.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Oh, I just did.
So I am, generally speaking, tattoo artists are scumbags. Like,
well, they're not. I don't know about people as people, but dude, they sure are fucking arrogant, seemingly.
I don't know why that is. I think
maybe they feel very good and like everybody wants them, and so they mistreat people.
Yeah, most of the people who are that arrogant probably aren't busy, and so I think for some reason they got this in their head that if I act too good for them, it makes it worth them, and they want to get tattooed by you more because it's like, oh, he doesn't even need my business, so he's probably really good and he's probably booked out. I don't know what that's the only guess I could make.
Yeah, or they just have a I don't give a fuck air about them. Like I've went in, 3 of my buddies out drinking, said, let's go get tattoos. I didn't even want a tattoo, but I'm like drunk. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's get one. So I go in there. If this dude would have had 1 ounce of cool customer service training at all, dude, I probably would have dropped. And by the way, I was drunk, which means if you don't half do it. So I would have probably committed to it.
That might have been why he was.
No, it wasn't, because my 2 buddies were way more drunk and they did do it. I didn't do it because the guy was a dick. And
but I'm saying that might be why he was a dick, because we don't like drunk people. It's very annoying.
No, this guy was just a dick. And again, I was buzzed. I wasn't drunk. They were drunk. I wasn't that drunk. Dude, he just was like, yeah,
Yeah.
Just pick one, I'm like, sir, and he's like looking at me like I'm a fucking annoyance. Dude, I'm a customer.
That is so common. I've seen it. I've worked with so many people throughout the years that have that attitude.
But why do they?
They're all poor. They barely want to work. It's just enough to pay their bills or fill the habit that they have. Like I was saying, there's so many tattoo shops in Vegas, and there's so many people that don't deserve to be tattoo artists who just don't give a shit about the industry. And they're bad tattoo artists usually.
Do tattoo artists all have nicknames? Because every time I see someone's work and I'm like,
spider
or something, but every time I see someone's work, I'm like, oh, that's a badass tattoo. Where'd you get that? And by the way, I forgot to say, but you said it anyway. If you guys are looking for a good tattoo artist, look for people whose tattoos you like, and then ask them where they got it done.
Referrals are the best.
Yeah, and then if you're smart, it doesn't matter that they're in another town. Like my buddy Cody, he's got a really kick-ass black and white sleeve. It's fucking good. Whoever did that. I said, who did that? He said, blah 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 blah. But he's out in fucking out in Chicago-ish area. I'm like, I'm not flying to fucking Chicago to get a tattoo, but if I really wanted one, I would. And I was going to go visit him, and I was going to dial that in then. But 2 more questions.
We didn't finish the first one.
I just did. The first one is you got to fucking ask people whose tattoos you like where they got it done, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to pay the fee, and don't be afraid to fly.
Portfolio. Look at their portfolio.
But you just said you can't. You don't know it's theirs.
Yes, but I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, if you look at their portfolio, that's probably the work that they did. Like, not a lot of people are doing that. But if you see one on somebody, you can see it, and that's more important because you know it's healed. And a lot of people, you can get a great tattoo, but if it heals like crap, or the guy like overworked it, it's not going to look anything like it did when you got it. So when you see it healed and it looks good.
Is this dude good? Is this dude good?
Did it heal? I mean, yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
I think it
looks like it healed all right.
And keep in mind, dude, like I got that when I was like 12.
It's the other thing, why you got to put something behind it because it's so flat. So you got to put.
Well,
some
that's
contrast.
my chest.
Very flat.
Yeah.
I got a flat one too. It's all right.
But dude, like it's a cool. I like the fucking rhino, and I like the chain, and I don't like the wooden shield, but I like the chain, but I don't like the openness here. See, like right there, it looks cool, but with the whole thing off, doesn't look right. I need someone to go in there and be like, okay, I'm going to take all this and I'm going to put it all here, and then this is going to come swooping down to do this, and then we'll cover that up with this, and when it's all done, it looks like a shoulder piece, the whole thing, front to back, the scapula, if you're familiar.
You know why I know what scapula means?
Why?
Sebastian Maniscalco did a fucking
It's not Maniscalco.
Maniscalco.
Yeah.
So he did this stand. I was like, he's like scapula. I was like, oh, that's what a scapula is.
Shoulder blade for you listening that don't know. Scapula, from the bottom of the scapula all the way over the trapezius, past the clavicle, down to the pectoral major. Technically, the sternoclavimastoid, if you will, but we're not going to get to the mastoid. I don't even want it to be seen. Like if I'm wearing this shirt, you can't see it. You know what I'm saying? But when
we won't go up.
When I peel off the shirt, you can see it. Now, if I'm wearing a t-shirt, I don't care if I see a little whippage out the bottom of that. I don't care.
Some whippage.
I don't care about the whippage, but I don't want like all the way down to here, because then I got a tattoo, bro. It's straight up.
You'd be cool.
If
you don't want to be cool,
I'm
that's
already
fine.
cool. There's all listen. I set the standard for cool. So if I don't have it, it's probably a good fucking thing. Now you're the one getting rid of them. You know why?
But not the sleeves.
Well, because I already knew that wasn't cool. You know why it wasn't cool? Because when you're wearing a suit and you don't want it to be seen, you can. And by the way, I've said it before. Like I like when I see tatted up dudes. They're like fucking cool looking and tough looking.
Don't get me wrong. I do like this. Like,
so do I.
When they were bright and they were like full.
Yeah, but
I got tons of compliments. And
yeah, but like Beckham and buddies of mine that are tatted the fuck up like that.
Travis Barker type.
All the way up. I think it's cool. I just don't want it.
Well, there's just certain situations when maybe when I'm really old too. I mean,
That's another thing.
But look there will be so many people that are old that have tattoos on their necks and everywhere else by the time you're at that age, and your generation will be gone.
I just don't like
your generation are very like my parents, super like they're not anti-tattoo, but you know they don't have any tattoos and they're working medical field and business and
yeah. To me, dude, you need to look in the mirror, and if you fucking love it, then fuck what people think. So if I got tattoos all over the neck and I loved it, fuck you.
You know what it is, though? People look at me still like, well, you're not making any money.
Yeah, like I had people call me after I did a podcast. It was a fairly serious podcast. got 1.3 million views on YouTube in like 4 days. It was about conspiracy shit, COVID. It wasn't conspiracy, but that's what people call it. And I said fuck a couple times. So I got a bunch of people going, oh, I love your podcast. I love listening to you, but I wish you'd stop saying fuck. Now, again, I was raised kind of poorly, you know, not
Me too. Not
bad.
poorly, but
Yeah, same me. So again, like, dude, I accidentally say fuck
I
sometimes.
was a sailor.
I accidentally
sailor
say
mouth.
I accidentally say fuck.
I know. I should try not to swear as much too. It's hard. It's a bad habit.
To me, it's just a word. Like if I say thumb. Well, what if thumb? What
It
if
is
we
just a
decided?
word,
What if we decided thumb meant the same thing? Would thumb be a dirty word then?
You can make any word a dirty word.
Just like why if I pick my nose in public, everyone's like, oh my God, but I can stick my finger in my ear and no one says a word.
I think it's still just as gross.
So do I personally, but you can sit there and go like this in a meeting and just scratch your ear, do this, and no one says nothing, but stick your finger up your nose. Everyone freaks out. Like, what's the difference? It's a hole in your head and you're sticking your finger in it. You shouldn't
I'm never
going
to be the guy who's going to tell anyone that they're behaving wrong or they have, because that's like, I have such bad habits. I don't know. I think I'm probably kind of trashy sometimes. I wasn't middle income. Like, I didn't have uppity parents, you know, who were like teaching me all the manners.
See, you said uppity. Are uppity people?
Well, you know,
the one with the manners.
Fork on the left.
Dude, but why is that uppity?
I just the only word I could think of. I don't know.
Most people would agree with you. Like that's the word that describes those uppity people. But when you think about it, if you were raised that way and you were really nice people and you had really beautiful parents that loved you and they just happened to be proper.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying maybe uppity was the wrong word. I wish they were uppity, I guess.
See, that's deep down you hate uppity because you wanted to be uppity.
I'm working to be uppity. I'm trying to dress nicer, speak
And you want to
more
be
intelligent.
uppity?
Yeah. You know, you spend half your life in a tattoo shop around these rough... I've never gotten along with tattoo artists.
Why?
They're just not my kind of people. Like,
They're rude? You're stereotyping them.
Not all
There's got to
tattoo
be some
artists,
nice
obviously.
ones.
It's not like... But generally speaking, they're like very rough around the edges, you know? Fuck bitches, let's go out, drink, do drugs.
Well, isn't that the whole tattoo kind of culture?
It is. It didn't. Don't get me wrong. I love a good party. I used to go out. I used to get crazy, but not every day. And their work ethic usually is not like trying to make a ton of money and get better at tattooing. It's like, I'm just tattooing so I can pay for the next party.
Right. Well, again, I don't blame people like that, man. Hey, man, more power to you.
Live your life the way you want to live it. It's just hard for me because that's not what I want to do. So,
well, that's what I was about to go. It's like, as long as you're happy, people don't understand. Like, if a tattoo artist that tattoos, blows his money on freaking whatever it is, and is loving life and is happy, lives in a shithole, that I would say that's a shithole. But man, he loves that shithole, gets laid in that shithole every night after partying, and then goes into his shithole tattoo parlor, but it's fucking, he loves it, and he goes his whole life happy. Dude, that's cool. That I would rather be happy than freaking a miserable billionaire. I just don't think that exists. A miserable billionaire. I think if you have $1 billion and you're miserable, you're just a dumb billionaire.
I think you are like everyone adjusts to their life currently. So if you are poor and then you become rich, you're going to be rich for so long before that's just normal life. Now you're just accustomed to being a millionaire. And so when shit happens and it's like, oh, this sucks. Like, oh, this is bad. My life is bad. Like, girl cheated on me. Like, everyone has problems. Money sure helps make those problems not as bad.
Yeah, trust me, dude. I've been broke. Like when I had old Brandon, I didn't have no money. But here's what I want to make sure of, because we're running out of time, and I want to make sure that people listen to this, especially females, but men also. If you guys have insecurities, if you look in the mirror and that's something you don't like that you think can't be changed, possibly could be changed by a tattoo. It just isn't your normal tattoo. Like when you said you take dark circles around women's eyes, and I knew what you were talking about, because sometimes you see women with like those dark circles. It looks like, dude, what's wrong?
You have to put cover up under there, so why not just put tattoo and it's permanently covered up?
Right, but not only that, but the cover up a lot of times they're so dark. The cover up, you can see that there's something under the cover up.
Even if it's lighter, than
but if you tattooed it and then they wore cover up, I'll bet it's gone completely.
Yeah.
So tattoos for mental therapy, ink therapy. That's a great name for it. Folks, if you're out there listening to this and you think, man, can he help me with my bald ass head? Yes, he can. If you're a female and you have scars, if you're a male and you have scars, what about stretch marks?
Everything.
Stab wounds.
Yep.
Bullet holes.
I can give you some bullet holes if you don't have any.
Can you give me claw marks down my back to where if anyone looked, it looked like they were real?
Yes. If you can name it, I could probably do it, provided it's... The only thing you can't do is put like an insane amount of detail, like doing a little portrait like an inch high, like this crazy, because your needles can't literally make stuff that small.
And if you're scarred, bald, what else? Nippleless.
Yeah, breast cancer. So if you've had a mastectomy, you want to change the color of your lips. Anything that you can put ink and change.
If I were a girl or a guy, doesn't matter. If I were a girl, I wouldn't do lips. Why? What if you're wearing a fucking outfit that the red or the pink or whatever you pick doesn't go with? Dude, it takes 5 seconds to put on lipstick. Why would they get tattoos on lips? Now, again, eyeliner, I get why. Well, because eyeliner's hard and, if it's permanent.
Well, you have to keep doing the lipstick over and over again. I think someone will wear the same shade generally all the time because it goes with different stuff. Like when they go buy lipstick, like they're buying something that's going to fit most of their... Like usually those extreme different colors, they're not... They only wear that once in a while, but...
What color were their lips before?
Like our color or whatever, whatever their natural color was. And
what's wrong with that?
I don't know. But, women are always trying to change stuff to be better looking.
I don't blame them. I like the fact that
they do the lip liner too. So
I always tell people, how you know for sure there's a God? Women.
Okay, I'm listening.
Well, that's it. A female.
I don't get it,
dude. Females. That is proof there is a God. Like, let's say there's a dude sitting here.
Yeah.
Dudes, and then now look at the female. Like, who thought of that? Beautiful, number one. Perfectly. They fit. We fit. Like, who would put the hole right there? Serious. Our shit fits right there.
I mean...
Incidentally, it's also moist. Incidentally, there's breasts. And guess what? The breasts feed the baby that come out of it. The baby comes out of that. A baby's created with that. A dude can't create a baby.
Give it 50 years. I'm sure they'll find it.
Yeah, but you see my point? Dude, there's nothing more evident that there is a creator than a female.
We'll have to save this for a different podcast.
No, dude, females. And by the way, also females right now are being like, yeah, I love that guy. He's great. He
loves women.
He thinks we're proof of God. And I do.
Yeah.
It's too impossible that something that perfect was created by an accident, by evolution. Now you go, well, what about a male and a female tiger? Again, if I were a male tiger, I would love the fact that someone thought of making a female tiger. And I would assume, because I'm not a tiger.
Now, if you're a woman,
I do have tigers. I do have tiger's blood.
That we're proof that there's a God because we're just such beautiful, perfect creatures. If you're a woman,
no,
we're not that good looking.
Yeah, I don't like dudes. I don't like dudes. I don't look at dudes and think, God damn, that's beautiful.
Ugly,
but dude, listen, I believe a lot of times, even some women that guys would say aren't that attractive. I look at all women the same, which is beautiful creatures, beautiful perfection, life-giving. Like, to me, a female is better than a male.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Like, to me, it's like, I look at dudes, it's almost like, okay, we're all dudes. So like I just don't think the same. But when I see a female, even if she's considered an ugly one by the rest of us dudes, I don't think that way. I think almost angelic.
If I was a woman, I'd definitely be a lesbian.
If I was a woman, dude, well, first of all, I am a lesbian. I'm 100% a lesbian. But, now I'm married. I'm 51. I started to learn ethics when I was 30, which is a problem. if you like to party.
Oh, 30 is when I changed. Well, I started smoking weed when I was 30, and then everything changed, opened up my whole mind, and I started becoming business oriented and not partying. And
Well, I found ethics. Like before that, like I didn't really care. Like if I go out and get a girl, I'll pound a girl, and if we're dating, and another one gave me an opportunity, dude, that's an opportunity. So it's like couldn't let an opportunity go. So I wasn't really the most ethical in my 20s. I was an opportunistic son of a bitch.
I think all guys.
Of course we are. We learn. And that's where I was going to go.
animals.
We learn, we develop, we evolve. And guess what? As we evolve, that's why you're getting your neck changed. You've evolved. You're like, hey, that used to be cool. You don't think it's cool anymore. You want something changed. There's people right now in their 50s going to get neck tattoos. Why? They've changed. They've evolved. But here's the bottom line. Here's what this whole episode's about. Folks, if you feel like shit, especially from physical things, think about tattoos, because Jeff Parkway here can help you. Ink Therapy at Jeff_Parkway, Instagram. Go check out his work. I think this might be helping a few people listening. But more importantly, the bigger lesson is stop worrying about what the fuck other people think. Other people's opinion of you should not matter. The fact that if I wanted a neck tattoo, I should get one. I don't think they look good on me. Just like I see bald dudes doesn't make me want to be bald. There's bald dudes like Jason Statham. He looks all fucking cool bald. Okay? I can look at Jason Statham and go, dude, he's a fucking cool looking bald dude. I don't want to be bald. I don't look good bald. You know how I know? I went in the Marine Corps, got my fucking head shaved. I got a teardrop looking head. Okay? I don't want a bald head. I don't want neck tattoos. It doesn't make me not like them. You know what it means? It means that I've evolved to a point where I don't give a fuck what someone's opinion is. And that is the lesson that people should walk away with. You know why? Because people are stunted by worrying about what other people think. And that's sad.
And I had a girl come in. She had stretch marks on her stomach. And she's like, they really bother me. I don't want to take my shirt off or have a bathing suit. And they're just like, they're from my kids. She got all those hate comments. Like, those are badges of honor from your kids. And, like, it's insulting that you would, like, hate that. Like, be yourself and wear it with honor. And it's like, I get that. Like, you shouldn't care what anyone else thinks, really, like what you're saying. But at the same time, like, if it's affecting you that much, like, do what you got to do. Like, it's the same thing with a woman getting breast implants. Like, if you really, that's something that's going to give you confidence, you really want to do it, go for it. Yeah,
but dude, like, badge of honor. No, that ain't a badge of honor. That's the fact that your skin stretched.
Yeah.
It's not a badge of honor.
Well, that's just what
my wife didn't get stretch marks, thankfully, after 2 of them. But if she got stretch marks, well then, dude, it happens. I don't want stretch marks on my wife. She's happy she doesn't have any.
Yeah.
But if she did and she said, I feel self-conscious, I would tell her the same thing. Number one, fuck what other people think. And that includes going to get it fixed. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck what other people think. That's a badge of honor. Fuck you. I don't like it. I look in the mirror. I don't like my stretch marks. Just like when I look in the mirror, I don't like my fucking flabby shit when I get out of shape and I'm almost there.
I'll tattoo that fat right off of you.
If I'm not there, I'm close to it. But like, I don't like it. Now again, do I care? Do I give a flying rat's ass what people think? I don't. And I could stay fat forever. People say, well, then why are you working out if you don't care? Health. I look in the mirror and I'm like,
yeah, it's more like I don't want to look in the mirror. Like,
right. But when I look in the mirror and I'm like, damn, oh, dude, that looks like shit. Well, then I start going to the gym and I take care of it. And then it starts to look good. And I'm thinking, okay, it looks pretty good. I don't have to go to the gym as much. And then all of a sudden it looks like shit. So I yo-yo because of that. But I'm not at the gym because I want you to not look at me. I'll take
your wife too. If you want your wife to look good and be in shape, then you should probably be in shape too. You want to be fat and your wife's all perfect shape.
That's right. Because when the wives tell you, it doesn't matter. It does. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They always say that, they like you fat, but they don't like the dude they want to hump fat. Just remember that, fat guys.
Yeah, maybe your wife doesn't like you being bald, so you have to go get micropigmentation.
I'd go get micropigmentation no matter what if I were balding, only because the shape of my head, I cannot be bald, bro. And I want to see some pictures because I haven't seen any pictures. So guys, go check out his pictures because I can't vouch for the hair. I can vouch for the dark circles on the eyes.
It's on my Instagram.
I couldn't even see the difference between that. And then Brandon kept telling me, so and so, and it looked like he had just shaved his head. So it's like, dude, it must look good. I don't know how you can make it look an inch high, but dude, how'd you make that nipple look real?
High. No, it's just like a one,
like
a buzz cut. Yeah.
Yeah. But dude, those nipples look like nipples, like the shadows. It looked like 3D. It's like 4D. Looks like she had actual nipples, and those are tattoos. Mm-hmm. See, dude, that's crazy. You shouldn't have tattooed so much hair on the areola, though. Like, that's too real. Anyway,
hey, it's realistic, man.
I just heard laughing out in the control room. All right, folks. Well, Jeff, appreciate you coming in. We you're gonna have to come back one of these days once you get your podcast. We'll promote it. Do you even know a name? Are you gonna start it? You were thinking about starting it. Are you going to?
Yeah, I think I really will, because
What's it called?
I don't know yet. I got to come up with a good name.
Well, how am I supposed to refer people
to the podcast?
Yeah.
Well, you can't. I don't have it right now. I don't even have a set or anything.
Okay. Well, then come back again.
I definitely will.
We'll talk about your podcast, because I wanted to talk about your entrepreneurial journey, but fuck, I just kept making stupid comments and.
Oh yeah, I got stories for days. So.
Yeah, I want to. Now I'm going to get a bunch of hate mail because I didn't let you talk. I interrupted you, and guess what? I don't give a fuck.
These hosts these days.
Hey, go listen to a podcast where the host doesn't say anything. Fucking. It's like, dude, if I don't interrupt, I forget.
I know. I'm the same way.
And I've tried it before where it's like, oh, everybody wants me not to say anything. So then I don't say anything. I ask good questions. I listen to the answers. You have to
do 3-hour podcasts like Joe Rogan, man.
Yeah, but I ask good questions. I listen to the answers. And then guess what I hear? We don't want to fucking hear from your guests. We want you to be funny. It's like, dude, you don't make them happy, then they'll be pissed. You make them happy, then they'll be pissed.
You can't make everyone happy.
That's the key, bro. That's the lesson that everybody needs to understand. You can't make everybody happy. So who's the smartest option? What's the smartest choice if you can't make everyone happy?
Gonna meet in the middle.
No.
What?
Yourself.
I came here to make you happy, Brad, and I succeeded.
No, you make yourself happy, bro. That's the best choice. If I can't make them all happy, there's only one choice where you will have a consistent 100% guarantee. Make yourself happy, since you can't figure out how to make everybody else happy. Make yourself happy. Worry about yourself. Don't worry about other people's opinions. Because as soon as you get your neck tattoo fucking handled, now all of a sudden you look cool in a suit, someone else is going to say you look like a dipshit in a suit.
Oh, I've already gone through that. They're like, oh, you're lasering your neck off? Like, why? That looks so good.
Yeah.
I love that. And then have people are like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. So
can't win.
Damned if I do and damned if I don't.
Unless you look in the mirror and you worry about that person.
For all I know, I might laser it off and hate not having neck tattoos and go back and get brand new neck tattoos. I don't know.
Well, you won't be doing it yourself.
We'll see.
Folks, let's keep it real. Share this out. Till next time.